You better. Okay? So as we move forward, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, standard sort of, groove, right? So 1, 2, 3, coming in. We take that moment when it's about to happen, we double down, and then we basically forcefully change the momentum of the groove. I mentioned in the season 1, don't be overwhelmed. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't be like, I'll never get this. Don't be scared of doing something like this. Don't be discouraged by doing something. It just takes time and takes practice. But you have to be confident in doing it because it's not a usual thing that I see being done, because it's off kilter. You can sound a bit strange. You can sound a bit like, ugh. So you want to be careful with it. But if you're willing to push things forward, do it in your own way. Do it the way you want to do it. Change the parameter of what DJing is. Be willing to break those barriers, break those rules, rather than just doing what everyone else is doing. Do it the way you want to do it. And I think this is a cool example of that. It might be a bit aggressive for you, but when you are working that groove, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, for me, the way I look at things, from my perspective, this just gets boring. It's like vibing with Melbourne Bounce. I love Melbourne Bounce, but it's just, the same tempo and the same thing over and over. Cool, and it just becomes monotonous after a while. You don't want that. When it's like this, and you just, and then, ooh, and allow people to move their shoulders, their body, not just this. Can't just see and look at videos of the crazy Studio 54. There's a great documentary about it. I would encourage you to watch the Studio 54 documentary. Wild. But when people are dancing, moving their body, they're moving their hands, they're moving their soul. The whole thing's electrifying. Not just. It can create those moments when things might start getting a bit 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go 1, 2, 3. Oh, so 1, 2, especially when you have something like this where it's really dirty and it completely changes the perspective. It changes the tone of everything. It changes the atmosphere. You can really go to town with it. I wouldn't say, you're going more aggressive, going for something 1, 2, and then just go smack into something like really bonkers, just to switch things up. That, for me, excites me. It's like, those moments, that's what you want. You don't want something like, oh, cool, yeah, I was expecting that. You want something that's just like completely left field coming in. And you can do that through this approach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, And that moment, that, that we just did there, that switches your groove. You're coming in, right? So imagine you're going forwards and back, cuts the groove, and you just change. It's not super drastic, right? That it changes the whole mood of everything. Not like you want to leave, right? You don't want that. It just switches things up, creates a new atmosphere, right? But you're still maintaining the energy. And this just takes picking the right pieces that are going to work well together. And that just takes time and practice. But it's something that I feel is very, very powerful. And something I would really encourage you to not be overwhelmed by, but rather just applying small little moments like that. Really, creating those secondary beats, I like to call them, working with alternate versions of different songs and creating those spontaneous live mashups. And this is what's going to allow you to not play the same, set 20 times. This can allow you to really mix it up every night or every different stream that you do. You can do something different, or you can do this a different way. You can have the third song coming first, and then you can really switch it up. So many possibilities of what you can do. It's just one example. And there's a great tutorial on Fader Pro from one of the awesome techno DJs, but I really do apologize. I can't remember his name. I really want to find it because he deserves me to know his name. But it's been a while since I watched it. I believe it was Fader Pro. So many tutorials, but he's a very well-known and respected DJ, or mixer, I should say, to use the correct terminology. Very well-known in creating on-the-spot live mashups and unique moments. Roger Sanchez, that's the one. I do apologize, buddy. I meant no disrespect. You are an absolute legend and fantastic course to look at. So this one, learn to DJ Roger Sanchez. It is a bit of an advanced course. but I wouldn't discourage you from looking at it. Perhaps he has like a beginner course as well. It's been a while since I've watched it, so perhaps he has the different versions. Roger Sanchez, absolute legend in the business, and he loves doing those unique moments, like I mentioned, unique live mashups that only happen once in a mix, right? And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So yeah, definitely encourage you looking at that. Awesome course to look at to get more information about DJ mixing. Look at creating those sort of off the groove moments for this breakdown. Look at changing the tempo, turning the master tempo off, manipulating the tone of the song, the pitch of the music, going off the original key of the song. If there's orchestral moments like those big sort of, a brass sort of Hans Zimmer, lower the tempo of them and bring them slowly. You can do some wild stuff with it. It's really down to just being open to being creative in the way you mix. And then lastly, have confidence in doing it the way you want. Be willing to go off the groove. Great blog post about this, fuck the groove, on the website. Check it out. It really goes into a little more detail of mindset, my approach to why I mentioned that. Keep the groove. I'm not saying don't. You obviously want it to be musical, but find key moments where you can just slightly go off, change things up. Just to make things a little exciting, a little more dangerous, a little more alive, a little more human. Everything's, especially in dance music, everything's so synced up. Everything's just bang on, bang on, bang on, bang on the grid. Twisting your vinyl, the turntables, by allowing that bit of detuning to come in, going off the master tempo, just being free form completely. It allows you to just add a little more humanization to the whole experience. Really just being within the equipment, treating it more than just equipment. You're treating it as an instrument, approaching it as an instrument. Taking it for someone who doesn't like to wear socks, I'm a bit of a hippie, you can take my word for it. Yes, I'm not a huge fan of socks. I feel a bit cold right now. I've gone to the bathroom like 4 times. Taking some of more holistic approach when you are doing it. No, don't just look at it as equipment. Looking at it as musical instrument. This gonna sound weird, but feeling the technology. Feel the fader. Don't just feel the texture of it. Be within. Be present when you're doing it. Don't just be like. Work with it as a musical instrument. Imagine you're playing your guitar and you're in this like crazy solo, right? Then you just stop. And then it's like, oh, what just happened? And you just rip into another one. Eyes are closed and you're making strange faces. And that's what it's about. Yeah. And then people are like, oh, you remember that moment when he made that, did that and he stopped and then he made this weird ass face. That's what it's about. At least for me anyway. Strange faces and guitars. Anyway, I better stop. There you go. Some interesting things to think about. Check out also Roger Sanchez music. Don't Call Me Baby. Is that his song?